Nofap soldiers, good day to you, good day to you. Today I'm going to give you 10 ways that you could develop self-discipline to help you dramatically as you travel up the Nofap path. It is me, Captain Nofap, aka Swamiji Nofap. Let's go ahead and talk about why I'm talking about self-discipline. The further up the path you travel, the more you realize that the path itself is in fact a path of self-discipline. That's what it is. Now, you saying to yourself, I used to be addicted to fapping, right? Where was the addiction? The addiction was in your mind. That's where the addiction were. It was a dopamine addiction. Where were those dopamine receptors? The dopamine receptors were in your brain. So to strengthen self-discipline, you actually need to strengthen the mind, strengthen the brain. I'm sorry to have to tell you that because it's like, I want to stop jerking off. You know what I'm saying? I want to stop self-servicing, the self-sex, sloking the slinky, whatever it is, yoinking the yak, whatever you choose to call it. But in order to do that, you actually need to gain control of your mind because what is the largest sexual organ? The largest sexual organ is your mind. So if you really want to make quantum leaps in the path, start to understand that self-discipline is in the mind. It is a path of self-discipline. It is a path of understanding the mind. Read the book, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. It's not about getting rich. The book is actually about the power of the mind. He devotes 2 chapters to the will. The will is another way of saying self-discipline. You have to will yourself to do something, discipline yourself to do something. Stephen Covey actually called what he said about self-discipline was, winners cultivate the habit of doing things that losers don't want to do. Now, in that quote, there's a lot of interesting information because it's not that winners like it. Winners don't like it either. It's just that they've cultivated the habit of doing things that losers don't like to do. So the difference between winning and losing is self-discipline. And you'll notice that as you travel up the path. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first thing that I'm going to give you right off the bat is, guess what? Meditation. However, I'm not going to describe meditation just now. Why? Because a lot of people, when they hear that, they have this adversity to it. They say these different things about it. So I'm going to come back to meditation, but that is truly the most powerful thing you can do to help you gain more self-discipline in life in general and to help you with the path. The truth is, I can cut off the camera, stop this video right here, meditation, but I'm not because I'm sure you want a bit more. Number 2, believe it or not, cold showers. Why cold showers? I'll tell you why cold showers. Not just because you have to discipline yourself to be comfortable being uncomfortable, which is true. Cold showers really help because you discipline yourself to be comfortable being uncomfortable. The same way you do when you get an urge. When your dick is hard and your body is and your brain mostly is really seeking that dopamine rush and you can't do it, that's an uncomfortable feeling because for 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is in your case, you were used to giving into it, squirting one out, ba-bam! But now you can't do that. That's uncomfortable, but you have to feel comfortable in that discomfort. So cold showers help you in that aspect, but that's not what I'm talking about. The other reason cold showers help you dramatically is not only because they ground the energy, because they do that as well, but they help you with your self-discipline. Why? Because the mind and the body have to work together to get you to take that excruciating, what feels like pain sometimes when you're in there and bunching your body up and it's freezing. That's the body and the mind working synergistically to get you through that experience. Isn't that exactly what you have to do when you don't give in to the sensation? The body, the dick, is starting to get hard, and all you can think about is how good it feels when that nut comes rushing through your dick and squirts out, and the dopamine rush that you get in your mind, and all that experience happens at the same time. The body and the mind work synergistically, the same way in cold showers. Try it before you count yourself out and say, I never want to do it, I never want to try it, I can't do that. That's the point of the path. You develop self-discipline by giving self-discipline, and then you get it back exponentially. So number 2 is cold showers. The third one, it's going to be a bit unpopular, but I'm going to have to give it to you. Healing. Believe it or not, self-love. Self-love and self-discipline are related. Here's why. Take an example of a person that keeps getting fat. Could be a guy, could be a girl, right? It's been said that the reason people get so fat is because they have fat thoughts. But if you have fat thoughts, you're not having the thoughts of a person that has an in-shape body. And that means if you don't have an in-shape body, you must not have an in-shape mind. Now, what is that? That is a form of self-love that you're lacking, because a person that loved themselves would not allow themselves to get that fat, to get that unhealthy, to let themselves go. People who have a healthy sense of self-love don't allow that to happen. So let's bring it back to you. Let's bring it back to Nofap. You found out that you may have ruined a portion of your life through your addiction to masturbation. Now that you found that out, you actually have difficulty stopping. You know why? Because somewhere in your mind, you lack a particular level of self-love that says, that just doesn't correlate with who I am. A person that breaks themselves down is not who I am. I'm just not on the same plane as that belief system. However, you must be. Therefore, in order to develop self-discipline, heal, gain self-love. Because imagine if you're indulging in a particular drug, which this is a drug, dopamine addiction. But someone else will say, I can't do that, man. I'm sure it does feel good to get high. I'm sure it does. But the detriment that it does to my body, my mind, and my family, I cannot afford that. I love myself too much to do that. A lot of times, someone who lacks self-discipline is lacking self-love. So heal yourself. Gain a healthy sense of self-love, because when the discipline isn't there, the self-love comes in. You get the self-love through healing, which says, I'm better than that. I deserve more than that. I love myself too much to lay here and allow myself to edge, relapse, to jerk my dick to a pixel on a screen. I'm not doing it. So number 3 is to heal. Number 4 is actually to decrease stress. I know you might have been looking for actions that you can do, which will help you gain more self-discipline. But when you really start to understand self-discipline, you understand that it's more difficult for you to be disciplined under periods of stress. Neuroscientists and different tests have shown that the stressed mind is less likely to exert the level of discipline that it needs to exert. So what can you do? Decrease the stress in your life. A lot of times, the reason you're lacking self-discipline is because of the stress. It could be your relationship. It could be your job. It could be your environment. It could be your home. But whatever it is, look for the points of stress in your life, minimize them, decrease them to make it easier for you to exert self-discipline. Number 5, believe it or not, I want you to stop saying that you lack self-discipline. Okay? Your internal chatter is so important to having self-discipline. Yes, it is true that the point of recognition has to be, hey, I lack self-discipline. But after that, don't keep saying it. At least say to yourself, I'm in the process of becoming more self-disciplined. You really need to understand, and you will as you travel further down the path, how important your thoughts are to creating your external reality. If you're constantly sitting there with poor internal chatter saying that you lack self-discipline, trust me, that's what's going to continue to manifest in your life. Start to change your internal chatter and no longer tell yourself that you lack self-discipline, because you don't. You're in the process of becoming more disciplined. The next thing is I want you to use subliminals. Remember I said that this is a path of the mind, which it is. Right? You're trying to stop self-sexing, right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to stop that self-sex. And what is the largest sexual organ? It is the mind. So this is a path of the mind. What I want you to do is I want you to use subliminals, subliminal suggestions, subliminal affirmations. Why? Because when you use subliminal affirmations, you allow yourself to bypass the internal chatter. Remember I just said you have internal chatter. You may be telling yourself that you lack self-discipline. If you use affirmations or something, right? I'm not against affirmations, but subliminals are better. You're standing in front of the mirror and you're saying, I have self-discipline. I love myself. What if you don't believe that right now? And in most cases, a person that has to say that doesn't. Do you know how long it's going to take to get you to actually believe that you have self-discipline when you look around and you see none? So to avoid doing that, to bypass your conscious mind, you're already on YouTube. Why don't you just plug it in? Self-discipline, subliminal affirmations, and start to play them. When you play them so you can't hear them. Because what you're doing is that you're allowing it to enter, bypass this conscious mind so it can't discern it and say, no, I don't have any self-discipline, and go into your subconscious mind. Once it goes into your subconscious mind, start to listen to them as much as you can as you're going throughout the day. Remember, you want to play them right below the point where you can hear them. So that way your conscious mind can't hear them, but your subconscious mind can. It will allow them in, and you'll start to change from the inside out. Subliminals can change your life. They even have them to get you to stop fapping, just as an additional point of information. But as far as self-discipline, use subliminals. They can change your life. Along with that point, I want to say self-hypnosis, number 7. Because remember, this is a path of the mind. If you really want to gain self-discipline, gain control of your mind. Self-hypnosis, same thing. You're already on YouTube. You can simply go ahead and plug into YouTube self-discipline hypnosis. Not a sleep hypnosis, but a hypnosis, because you should be meditating twice a day while you're on Nofap. Are you? Twice a day for 15 to 20 minutes? If not, at least do one session a day, right, of self-hypnosis. If you're meditating twice, I would say take one of those sessions and make one of them a self-hypnosis session. Anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes, depending upon how long the program you find is. You put on your headphones, left ear, right ear. You sit there, make sure they're corresponding to the correct ears. Sit down and just do nothing. Allow the person that is giving you the induction to get you relaxed, get you into a very relaxed state. What's happening is your brain waves are starting to change. You're going into a slower and slower state of mind. Your subconscious mind starts to open. They may put you in the alpha state or the theta state, whichever state you end up being in. And once your subconscious mind opens, you're allowing yourself to basically brainwash yourself with successful habits. Once you're at that state, when you're in a nice state of hypnosis, the affirmations will begin to say things. This is the self-hypnosis affirmations, such as, I am a disciplined person. I gain more and more discipline each and every day. And it's going directly to your subconscious mind. Do that for 30 days, once or twice a day for 30 days, and you will notice a change. You will have more self-discipline in your life. Number 8, believe it or not, gratitude, for a couple of reasons. Gratitude, I'll just maybe give you the biggest reason first. Let's start with the biggest reason first. Fair enough? Deal. When you do that, remember that what you say to the universe comes back to you. So if you start finding points in your life that you exercised self-discipline and you start to give gratitude for that, the universe will give you more. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you're on day 2. I don't care. I don't care if it's only day 2. Thank you, universe. I'm so grateful I'm on day 2. The discipline I had to get through last night was rough. I could have had an edging session, but I didn't. I let myself not give in to that. And you know what that was? That was self-discipline. Thank you so much for giving me that self-discipline. I greatly appreciate that. I'm telling you, as you begin to express that and you become emotionally involved in that and you start to pick out points in your life where you see self-discipline instead of points where you don't, and you give gratitude for it, it comes back to you exponentially strong. Don't you understand that? What you put out is what you get back. That's what the path starts to teach you the further up the path you travel. But you can't get that far up the path if you continue to relapse. So give gratitude for self-discipline and the universe will give you more. Thank you so much for allowing me to exercise that self-discipline. In addition to, gratitude is just of a higher vibration, and a higher vibration is going to keep you in a state where you're more likely to have more self-love. But those are just minor supporting reasons. The 9th reason is I want you to recognize that self-discipline truly does make life easier. The reason a lot of people lack self-discipline, in addition to the other reasons I said, is that when they lack self-discipline, the reason why is because their crazy minds link self-discipline with difficulty, with making life harder. But don't you recognize that self-discipline makes life easier? How? I'll give you an example. Self-discipline makes life easier in this aspect. Let's just say you want to go out, you want to talk to some girls. I know you're on Nofap right now, but a lot of you like to hang on to that female attraction, which really the female attraction is just an indicator that the magnetic energy that you have is starting to cultivate and become stronger. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about females for a minute. If you get up at 4 a.m., you don't want to get up at 4 a.m. You'd rather lay in the bed, like a lot of us. But you get up at 4 a.m., you're in the gym, you're squatting, boom. You're benching, boom. You're doing your lat pulls, boom. You're doing your deadlifts, boom. You think that doesn't make your life easier when you go to talk to women? When they look at your body and they see you, you think that doesn't make your life easier? You think that if you sit down and you study, let's just take school for a second, for a test, right? It's a pain in the ass. Everybody's hanging out on Friday. Everybody's partying Thursday nights, Tuesdays, this, that, and the other thing. And you're studying every single night. You think it didn't make it easier by the time you got to that test and you took that test and you passed it easily? And then by the time you graduated and you had a higher GPA and you got a better job? Self-discipline makes your life easier. With Nofap, the discipline you have to put in each and every day. But you start to become exponentially stronger when you walk out in the world and things just start to magically come to you and you're not even trying that hard. Why do you think that happens? That happens because self-discipline makes your life easier. No longer allow yourself to associate self-discipline with difficulty. Understand that it's a sacrifice, giving up something of a lower nature for something of a higher nature. Self-discipline makes life easier. So the 9th tip is recognize that. Exercise that. Make that a part of your being. The more disciplined I am, the better my life becomes. Make it an affirmation if you have to, but recognize that self-discipline makes life easier. Number 10, make it easy to be disciplined. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I want you to make it easy for you to do the things that you typically don't like to do. For instance, what if you have to get up, we'll use gym again, and go to the gym at 4 a.m.? Why would you not prepare your clothes the night before? Have your clothes right by your bed, your shoes, everything in the bag. So all you have to do is get up and grab it. Because the little bit of barrier that you have where you got to go searching around and take clothes out the dryer, they're not dry yet, my shoes are outside, this, that, the other thing, I don't know where my keys to my car is. You're going to lay in the bed and think about all that. You need to make it easy. I have a female friend and she was telling me that she would like her boyfriend to lose more weight. So what she did was she got a personal trainer and she started to go with him. You see that? Right about now, he's lacking a little bit of self-discipline to get up and go to the gym. So she is trying to make it easy for him to be disciplined by having a personal trainer. That makes it easy. Hey, honey, I'll go with you, making it easier. So that's what I want you to do. Number 10, make it easy to be disciplined. One of the things you can do is get your ass off of those websites. Stop going to those websites. Make it easy for you not to jerk off by not going to places in which you jerk off. Recognize stress in your life and recognize triggers and remove them. So make it easy for you to exercise the discipline of not jerking off. Get an app on your phone that blocks those porn sites, such as Detox or something like that. Number 10, make it easy to be disciplined. Now, as promised, we're going to talk about the most powerful tool. You know how you got different weapons, how you got a gun, you know, they say, this is my rifle, this is my gun, this is for fighting, this is for fun. You know what I'm saying? So you got different weapons. In the world of weapons, meditation would not be a gun. It would not be a rifle. It would not be a hand grenade. It wouldn't be a bazooka. You know what it would be? It would be a nuclear bomb. That's how powerful meditation is. Remember that self-discipline is in your mind. I hate to disappoint you by telling you the best thing you can do to get yourself to stop jerking your dick is to meditate, because your mind may not see the correlation, but the reason you keep jerking your dick is because you don't have any control of your mind. What helps you get control of your mind more than anything? Meditation. When you have to sit in that position, you can just sit in a chair. You don't have to be in a posture or anything. And you have to focus on your breathing, or you have to repeat a word over and over again, and every time your mind drifts, you have to somehow be aware enough to bring your mind back to the breath or bring your mind back to the word in order to continue with your meditation? Do you know the discipline that takes? It's easy to do, but you're exercising discipline in each millisecond. You become aware of the mind. The mind is the thing that makes you lack self-discipline. You allow the mind to become aware of the mind. The other thing, remember I mentioned there was a few things on this list, 10 different things. Meditation helps you with several of them. Think about the healing and the self-love. Guess what? Meditation helps to reduce trauma that's caught in your nervous system. That's what healing does. So meditation is a daily mild form of healing, which will allow you to raise your vibration so you have more self-love. So it can help you with that. Meditation, obviously, I'm sure you know this, helps you to decrease stress. So when you're in a state in which you're decreasing stress, the meditation is not only helping you by allowing you to gain more discipline, it's helping to get rid of the stress, which helps you lack self-discipline. That stress is making it so you lack self-discipline, and meditation helps you get rid of it. The other thing is stop saying you lack self-discipline. How can you ever be aware of what you're saying, of your internal chatter? Meditation, because you have to be aware of what you're thinking. So it even helps you with that. You might be walking around sitting up here saying all these things about yourself. I lack no self-discipline, because you're caught in a thought pattern, but you don't realize that you're caught in that thought pattern. Guess what helps you recognize those thought patterns? Meditation. So meditation helps you in multiple ways. Remember I said give gratitude. How do you remember to give that gratitude? You remember to give that gratitude through meditation. When you catch yourself, oh, I'm mad at this, I'm mad at that, I can't believe this shit, I fucked up, oh, I made this mistake, I made up. You be aware of what you're thinking, for one. Meditation helps you with that. For two, you can start to switch your mind. The same way you have to switch your mind when you're meditating. You're meditating, right? You're repeating the word, you find yourself caught in a thought pattern, you bring your mind back to the word. What helps you do that? Meditation. Over and over and over again, your mind literally becomes stronger. That will help you give more gratitude throughout the day. Furthermore, gratitude is of a higher vibration, and meditation puts you into a higher vibration. Recognize that self-discipline makes your life easier. Recognition. What helps you with recognition? Meditation. Why? Because when you're sitting there, you're recognizing your thoughts. You're aware of them. Meditation helps you with awareness. So what I'm telling you is, out of everything that I've given you, and it's a decent list, meditation is by far the best. This is a path of self-discipline. You've chosen this path for a reason. You've said to yourself, I am going to become a better person. And in order to become a better person, you realize that you had to stop jerking off. Now you're having some difficulty. This is where the self-discipline comes in. That's the difference between a boy and a man. That's the difference between a male and a man. It's the difference between a winner and a loser. Self-discipline is that thing that will change your life dramatically. Get yourself to cultivate the habit of doing the things that you formerly didn't like to do. And out of everything that I've said, meditation can help you with that more than anything. If you need any help meditating, let me know. Remember that the path is a path of self-discipline. Be strong, soldiers.